Hello, how's it going? Thinking about moving to Redlands, California? Well, I feel like I need to update my pros and cons video because things have definitely changed since I did the first one. So make sure you stay around to the last one because that's what's really important. Alright, so number one is the weather in Redlands, California. So like on my last video, I used to say like we didn't have many seasons, or at least it didn't seem like it. It always just was hot or not that hot. But this year, 2023, we have experienced a lot of weather, meaning that like a lot of colder climate. We've had it snow in Redlands a couple times and lots of rain. So like today it's in April and it's supposed to be raining again this week. So that would be one of the good things about Redlands is that we are having some seasons and the weather is typically good year round. And so like today, be mid-April, it's like gonna be 80 degrees, but then later this week it's gonna be raining. All right, so con number one is Redlands is not a really big city. So it has a population about 75,000 people. And, we do have like a Walmart and Target and things, but no like Sam's Club and Costco. Those are in the neighboring cities. And so we just got the train not too long ago, and we do have buses and things, but it's not a really big place overall. So like the bigger ones would be like San Bernardino, which is a big city close by, or a little further, you have like LA. And so Redlands is kind of on the smaller side. All right, so if this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, live, sleep, play, and everything going on right here in Redlands, California, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and you click the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. So pro number two is the natural beauty. So here in Redlands, California, we have access to so many nature, a lot of natural parks and all kinds of things, and we're never too far from like the mountains, the beaches, the deserts, the forests, sandy beaches, all over, different mountain areas. There's all kinds of valleys, and a combination of all of these three and more. And so if you can see behind me here, we have like the mountainside. So like Big Bear's right over there, Lake Arrowhead's over that way. Palm Springs and the desert areas are over that way. And so they're just all around Redlands. All right, con number two is wildfires. Because we have these mountains around us and they're kind of almost all around us, Redlands, not necessarily in Redlands, but surrounding areas do get fires. And it almost seems like it's an annual thing. There's almost like a fire season. And so it's typically towards September. And so like right now, this year, for instance, we've had a lot of rain. So there's a lot of growth. So those mountains there are completely green and with the things just growing everywhere on it. And so this year is going to be one of those ones where hopefully it doesn't happen, but, it's all going to dry out. And, oftentimes, they catch on fire. Either that's a natural thing or someone starts it. And so the fires aren't necessarily in Redlands, but they're in the surrounding areas in the cities. So like a couple years ago, we had it in Yucaipa, which is the next town over. Sometimes those mountains right there have been on fire. And, just one of those really bad things. So they're not in Redlands, but, we get all the smoke and the ash and everything from the fires. Pro number three are the schools in Redlands, California. So in Redlands, we have private schools, public schools, charter schools, so all kinds of different things for everybody's needs. And with the public school system, it works off the boundary map that they have. So depending on what school you go to, but you can also transfer between different schools by putting a request in if there's a particular one that you would like to go to or for your kids to go to that you don't live by. All right, so con number three in Redlands, California is the summer heat. So oftentimes in the dead of summer, we'll get weeks or days that are between like 100 and like 95 degrees, sometimes even more for a couple of days. So the heat is not uncommon in the dead of summer. Usually it's like July or maybe a little later towards like August, September, but definitely gets hot here in the summer and then it cools off. So that's like, I would say it has big swings in the temperature, but summer months, it definitely gets hot. We receive phone calls, emails, texts all the time from people looking to move and relocate here in Redlands, California, and absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about moving or relocating anywhere in the Inland Empire, especially Redlands, California, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send an email. Nights, days, weekends, we got your back to moving to Redlands, California and the surrounding areas in SoCal. Number four is the food scene. Redlands, California has like food everywhere and all different types of food that you can think of. So all the way from like mom and pop shops to like all the big franchises and things like that. And we even have like some specialties like In-N-Out Burger is something that for the most part started in California, is mostly just in California. And anybody from California, about In-N-Out Burger. And then so also we have lots and lots of coffee shops around town. So this one right behind me here is Molinos. So this is a very popular one. It's been around for a while. It occasionally changes names with the same spot, but there's all kinds of different coffee shops throughout downtown. All right, so con number 4 is that in Redlands, you'd actually need to have a car. So there's not enough public transportation to get everybody from where they need to go or where they want to go. So we do have like the city, or county bus system. We have the train station, which is right behind me here. There's like Uber, Lyft, and things like that. But unless you live right in the downtown area, which there aren't lots and lots of houses or apartments quite yet, you probably have to have a car to get around to the neighboring cities and in different employment areas. All right, pro number 5 for Redlands, California is street art. So all over town and pretty much just about everywhere, all over the place, different artists put different murals together, different pieces, and just out on display. So can't say it's like concentrated in one specific area, but there's definitely a lot downtown, like this piece right here. This is a pretty big one. And then they're all throughout the town. A lot of schools have them. There's even quite a few that you can't even get to. And then just a lot of public ones all over. All right, so con number 5 is that Redlands and the surrounding areas like Southern California has been in a constant drought for many, many years now. And so we don't know if it's going to be over because of all the rain and snow and got this year. But for the last, I don't know how many years I can remember, we've been in a big time drought. So like last year, a lot of the river and lakes and all that, like Big Bear Lake and all the big lakes around us have been losing a lot of water. They've been down like so many feet of things. So this last winter, they've gotten up some. And so we'll just see if we're still in a drought from the time we'll be. Because what happens is there's like water rationing almost. We're only allowed to use so much water on every month for everyone. Pro number 6 of living in Redlands is one of my favorite, is we have a variety of activities and things to do. So like for instance, in a couple of months here, I'm standing right by the Redlands Bowl. This will be done for their 100th year of performances. And so what they do is it's free performances to the public, and they do them throughout the summer. And so I look forward to going with my family and taking the kids and everything to come here to see all the different performances and things. But being in Redlands, kind of where it's centrally located, so we could go, to the beach if we want to hang out. We could go to the mountains, go to the desert. Oftentimes we'll go to the desert for the evenings to do some like looking at the night stars and that kind of thing. But downtown Redlands has the Redlands Bowl, which is always something that, to go do during the summer months. All right, so con number 6 is the overall high cost of living in Redlands and surrounding areas. Our housing costs is even a little bit more, even to neighboring cities. Utilities are big quite a bit. So I know like my house in the winter months, like gas is really high, especially like this last year, they like tripled. And the summer months, electricity is really high. Just get your apps running air conditioner in the summer, sometimes all night long. And then with the water and things, being so high, you don't want all your grass and flowers to die. So you're always having to pay water. And so rent cost is high, mortgages are high, real estate prices currently still high. And if you want a little more in-depth as far as how high cost of living is, to check out my other video on cost of living in Redlands. Feel free to reach out nights, days, weekends. We got your back to move in Southern California, and especially Redlands, California, and surrounding areas.